All right, welcome everybody to week 6. Got my sidekick here. Friday, Monday, Wednesday, program design review. As a reminder, here's what's going on. The highlighted boxes that are yellow below the exercises are intended to give you a purpose at each station, engagement, entertainment, things that you can do. Entertainment's always in red. If we highlight something in green, that means that might be the best place to start, maybe because they need your assistance with something, or maybe because it's an awkward movement. If we highlight something in orange, it's something to consider, sometimes because of equipment, sometimes because of space, sometimes because the exercise, will it be for your majority of people? And then that way you just make a decision on there. I'm going to turn it over to Jeremy. He'll go over the program design and oh yeah, and as a reminder, we try to put in new warm-ups and get a word of the week. We might have to come up with it right now on the spot, right? Because we didn't have a location this week. I don't know. But either way, Jeremy, take her away, buddy.
What's up? What's up? Yeah, so I'll find something for the word of the weekend for the both exercises and I'll send it over to you guys. Yeah, so 40 seconds on, again, a longer time frame to work. So working with like eccentric, more, strength focus. I like to think about like, these weeks are good for, your traditional lifts, like your chest press or your incline press, your deadlifts, your squats, like doing stuff like that when that 45 or 40 second time frame, aiming for quality reps. I mean, if you want to challenge yourself with heavier weight, whatever you can do, maybe it's 5 reps to 40 seconds, like give yourself that chance to do that because you'll have more time to play with, especially with a 15-second transition. So exercise 1, we have our eccentric incline chest press. You want to go a little lighter with this weight. You're going to count down 4, count coming down, explode up. So you're going to descend for 4 and ascend for 1. Again, time under attention on this one. You want to make sure with this, because a lot of times people do incline, they still want to put their neck onto the ball. You want to keep your head and neck off the ball and focus more on the upper pec. So you do an incline press up, obviously decline press. It's gonna be lower pec, and then when you're doing a flat chest press, flat chest press. I don't know if they're laughing at it. I might have said something wrong. Is going to be your chest. Okay, so again, upper pecs on this one, descending down, and then with this, again, I think it is a good station to start at because people are looking for weights, having issues finding weights, so be there to help them, and is a good station too to spot and challenge members that want to push themselves to go heavier with the weight, and if they're not comfortable holding the weight by themselves, you can spot them there. So being there to assist people with that. The rear foot elevated Zercher hinge on this. They conquer a bend in a single leg. You can use there's sandbags, fit fighters for this one. You can add a dumbbell if you have extra dumbbells to do up here too. If you want to go a little heavy with that, get more focus on the hammy and the glute. And then as you come up through the heel, you're gonna get some quad activation as well. With the Zercher hinge. You don't have that the back box is too high. So I think with this in the deficit reverse lunge, try to keep the boxes a little lower, unless you're somebody that's tall and need a higher box, but you don't have to go high with the box. You should be able to spread out and know too, like Sharon's carrying. I always say Sharon's carrying. It doesn't have to be one person to that box. You can have 3 to 4 people on one box. So like share the box, because I know some places are limited on their plow boxes. The grapevine, I try to get carries in there as much as possible. I know Dan John is huge on carries, and I think it's very important to do carries. It's just dynamic core, is like doing a walk and plank. This one's more of a lateral movement with some coordination. So you need more technique with a grapevine. So if people are uncomfortable going laterally with this, go with a regular frontal plane, work the front load with a regular or sagittal and walk a regular Farmer Curious said. You can use 2 kettlebells or 1, being 40 seconds. It's easy to switch them halfway in the last set. So in the last set, knowing that 20 seconds to make sure you switch up hands so you can do an offset farmer carry if you're not working with that grapevine. You can still get some good news.
Good, Jeremy. I'll touch on that just because I highlighted in orange. That's what I'm saying there. You guys just decide at your locations. Lateral stepping is great for an older adult. That's the beginning of balance training. When Cindy and I used to work in PT, they would have people do lateral steps to work on their balance because they usually only move this direction. So that was already a balance challenge. So you just look at it. If you got some older folks that are uncoordinated, maybe it's not a grapevine, maybe it's a lateral walk. You just decide what's right for you guys, when you're training those folks,
And like with that being said too, like we don't have to with that. Maybe it is a good challenge to still challenge them with it, but without weight, without load. So just do without load, right? Because you're still going to get that same movement as you pick that leg up in front. You're gonna have that single leg focus, not even thinking about it. But you work on a balance challenge from the front, then walking behind, right? So it is gonna test your balance going laterally. But again, just know your crowd, know your member. And if you feel more comfortable presenting a front carry instead of the grapevine, and if there's a 3 or 4 people in your class that can do the grapevine, at that point, post them up to do it, but show the regular carry so you're not confusing the class. So people are going to try it anyways because you're going to demonstrate it. Maybe instead of like, hey, you got a class full of ones, maybe don't show that one. You just show them the farmer carry, and then you got 2 to 3 people in your class that that can do the grapevine. Make that a coachable moment to show them the grapevine instead.
Exactly.
There you go. Yep.
Triple chops, just to get the rip trainers going. We don't use them a lot, so when there's opportunity they can use them, we can use them. If you guys are short on bungees, we've even latched super bands around them to use super bands to still get some resistance. Okay, I stress using the same side. So if you're next to somebody, make sure you like, hey, you all gonna start on the right side round 1, left side round 2, round 3, right, then left. So you're not, if you're got one person going on the right side, one person on the left side, you're not going at each other with the sticks, right? So you're giving yourself some space to see on the same side with that triple chop. So really try to stress that. And I even like, if I see that in the class and I see people getting close, I'm like, hey, go to your right shoulder, like, because we don't want safety first, right? You don't want to smack each other with a stick. It's also a good opportunity, so people to let their anger out. You want to get the mid out, right? And give them an aiming point to hit the mid. Top, middle, bottom, top, middle, bottom. So you just challenge them with the getting the mitt going, right? So
Hey, I want to say this. I know that we're more of an anomaly, but that is the Sayre location spot for the rip trainer, right? And so when we get a lot of people in here, it might just be a top chop, right? It might just be one of the chops. You might have to stay narrow with it. When we only have a few people in here, though, Jeremy, we've tossed like balls or inflatables at them, and they're like hitting them out of the park. Like that's another thing that goes along with like that mitt coaching that you were doing. But the reason I highlighted it orange is I'm like, if you got a lot of people, you might all get them facing the same way and only get a top chop. You might not get a triple chop. So yeah,
Right, because what you say when they go middle in our location, they rip our word art wall.
because we got our word art wall.
It's been ripped 3 times. They
Yeah, them bitches.
rip it.
Yeah.
like, be aware of your surroundings. But I get it. Yeah, I know. So yeah, I would have been.
That's $1,000 rib trainer exercise right there.
Oh man.
Cuff them. Oh, this is being recorded. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Off of that. Stop talking about assaulting people.
Bleep that one out.
Yeah.
And then with the TRX, you're going to get a horizontal pull with the 3 rows and a 3-second hold. Again, time under tension with that one, getting a blood flow into the lats. You can elevate the feet on a plow box. You can put the feet on the wall to add some fun to this one. And make it more challenging for the Jedis. For people that have issues with the going down low with the inverted position, you can still conquer this one. The more but you are, go for 3 rows and get that squeeze to the top. We focus on retracting the shoulders and squeezing your shoulder blades together. Keeping that chest big as you make your way through that exercise. Some fun you can still do like the catwalk song or a song or something that that is like I'm too sexy, whatever, for like the grapevine walks, anything like that for the farmer carry, any type of carry like that, you can still have some fun with that if you want to have like a good song choice for that. You can do that. Sticking with the stability balls are round 2. We have your double bicep curl, double overhead press. This again, you want to focus on stressing, hey, whatever you can press overhead, right? You want to focus on that weight because you're going to go overhead. Now, if someone's not going overhead, then they can just focus on a bicep curl. But getting 2 curls and then going up for 2 overhead presses. Keeping the core engaged. You find that you are hyperextending your back to get the weight up, lighten the load, and focus on quality reps, and not trying to like really force the weight up to put that pressure on your lower back. Don't put it with a split ball. Pulls up with core stability, so make sure you press that leg muscle to your spine, keep that core tight, and don't arch your back as you're getting that press. No bueno. All right. The deficit lunge, it shows on the video, even in CloudFit, is body weight. You can add a weight to this one. You can add it front load again. You can go search yourself back with the Fit Fighters or the sandbag. If you have dumbbells free, they can add dumbbells to your hands to go down into that lunge. It's going to give you more range of motion in that reverse lunge. And as you drop to the heel, obviously you're gonna get a lot more leg work, single leg balance, hitting the quad, hammy glute, driving up to the heel and working in that deficit. You're gonna get deeper in that range of motion, feel a nice little stretch in that movement. Boxes should not be higher on this one either. I would even, if you have like the 18-inch one, you really don't need that unless again, you have somebody like Samir in your class that is tall, but most likely you should just stick with the lower boxes on this one. And again, Sharon's carrying, so you can double up on the box if you feel like you're limited on boxes. If you have the big boxes, obviously the metal boxes, you're not going to be able to share those because the surface area is not as big as the bigger boxes. But I believe most locations has at least a set of the big foam boxes. So you want clean, zip up the jacket, boom, into that front squat. So always say cradle. I call it a cheek curl. So you want to make sure people, when they get the clean, you don't want them to obviously smack the wrist with it. So it's like you're curling it up, get the cheek curl, get that wrist in the wrist. Always say fist under chin and have that kettlebell rest on the back of the wrist in between the wrist and the shoulder. So it's not a smack, you're zipping up, then a cheek curl, cheeking, you're curling up to the cheek to get that kettlebell up there with the cleans and locking the elbows hitting the torso. This is a good one to even get like a towel. If you have a towel or something you can put on your arms to make sure the elbow stays locked, because the elbow should not come away. If they actually come away, the towel will fall. So when you're coming up with the clean, there should be a zip and keep it tight so you're not smacking yourself on the wrist. All right. If you're not working with the clean, just come up with a bicep curl and then go into the offset front squat. Elevating heels on this one to help you get deeper into the squat, keeping the torso upright. Core focus too with the front load, keeping the core engaged as you squat down with that movement. The 90-degree jump with a press. Again, stair location, big class. You might just want to take like a jam ball, keep it to the chest, as you hop to the 90, get that chest press out, come back to the center, right? So you're going to start here as you pop, press it, come back center, or walk it out if you don't have the space for that. And again, you're still all going to want to start on the right side, facing the same direction, so you're not smacking anybody with the stick. Again, another one, if you have the mitt, so that again, full extension, like as they come with that twist, have your hand ready so they can get that press to the hand and hit the mitt with that. So some good engagement tips there for that movement. Good core rotation on that one as well. Getting some plyometrics with the hop and some good power with that movement as well. But you easily can use a vert ball or a jam ball if you're not going to use the sticks on that movement. Again, just recognize your class and who's all there for the exercise.
Good advice, Jeremy. The jam ball, if overcrowded, because less chance of them assaulting each other. Yeah.
Or assaulting your wall.
Yeah, or assaulting the wall, right? Yeah, no, that's good. It's good.
And then we have your crossover lunge, the bicep curl, single leg balance on this one. This is, I would say, an advanced movement. Your lateral, it takes a lot of balance to come down, to get the leg behind, and then balance yourself to come into that bicep curl. The more of an angle you are, the better your range of motion to get. So again, I always start saying, hey, start further away. I had that first rep, be further away, and then start walking your feet in closer to the wall or the anchor point to see where you're comfortable moving smoothly through that exercise. Now, if someone has issues with the being lateral, I would say both straps and the hands, right? Hit a reverse crossover lunge standing, lean back and get the bicep curl at the top. So you can stay on the same leg to get the most burn out that one leg, and then halfway in the last set, you can switch them up on that one. But with that,
Well, what was that called? Bowl beat. But one thing I'll say about this one, that Jeremy, is there a timing for this split the room finisher?
Oh yeah, I don't know why it's not on there. What is it usually like?
Like
It could
four,
be, I mean, it could really be like anywhere from 25, 25, and you get like a 10 in between. Because you'd be 25, like the one side will be doing all jump squats, 25 seconds. The other side will be doing the iso squats, and then they just switch. So that goes right into that. With like 5 seconds, then it's 10. But you can push 20, you can push 30. I think recognizing what time you have on the clock, you can do 20, 25, 30, depending on your session time. So if you feel like you're running too close to the class ending, just go to 20 seconds with it, because it is going to be, if you go 2 times through, it is going to be a little longer of a finisher.
okay.
Which I will put that in email. I didn't realize I didn't put the time on there, so I will write a note to say that.
No big deal. I was just thinking, I was gonna say something about it. Like, I feel like it's like a battle, right? Like, there's this bull beat warrior, where it's like, let's get ready to rumble, like it's, I made it sound a little bit too much like that boxing guy right now, but it's like pretty cool, like the way that they're like, and I feel like you kind of got people across from each other doing a little bit of a battle. Like if you're in the ISO, maybe you can count your partner's reps and see if you can get more when it's your turn to be the repper versus the isometric person, and just kind of have some fun with it. But
Yeah,
I do like this. I feel like you got to set the stage for like making it like an event, but it's
yeah,
fun.
we have fun with that, because that's we got this from what was it? Still, this Steel Fitness in Nashville. In
Shed.
Nashville.
Was it Shed Fitness?
Shed Fitness in Nashville, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there was a big old shed, but that was like always like the energy was really good. So if there's a way you can like have the one side that are in the ISO position cheering or counting, and then the other one's doing the work. That's that could be like the high energy end of the finisher itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, using and making it our own, right? That's what I love about going to conferences and stuff like that. So that's where this split the room finisher came from.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Any comments, questions, anything?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, let me pause this one.
Mhm.